Dun, dun, dun.
This is the Justuff League.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Justuff
League.
Yes. We are back, everybody. Today's episode, we've dangled with the topic a little bit, but we're diving back into the cryptocurrency world. Very excited about this one. I've been eager to record this episode.
Is it because we're buying the dip, Trav?
Not even just buying the dip. It's before we get going, PK, we have Mr. James Supp.
Hello.
Mr. Kevin Bruneau.
Hey.
And I'm just going to say this episode's going to start out a little heavy. Regardless of political views, I'm just stating facts that I've read and things I'm being observed. And I've gotten from 3 separate individuals who are unrelated of each other. One, a big gallerist in New York. Another, a computer program designer friend of mine I went to high school with who invests heavily in stocks and cryptocurrency. And the other, a very successful artist friend of mine who has now been buying back, but who's separate from the other person. And going on, there's been a lot of weird things in the world, right? China, Russia, teaming up, people feeling weird about the economy. Really big thing going on was that Brazil was, within the past couple of weeks, the first country to now leave the United States dollar in terms of trading for U.S. oil. And people are feeling that countries are going to follow suit. And now what does this have to do with us on the Justuff League? Well, we've talked about cryptocurrency. We've talked about NFTs. And it's just, like producer said, buying the dip. A lot of people are expecting cryptocurrency to have a huge boom. Again, back to the 3 to 5x value of what we were experiencing 9 months, a year ago, due to everything that's going on in the world. That's my introduction.
So Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency that at its height was at what number?
It was near, if not slightly surpassed, 60,000.
Yeah, I think token. It peaked at like 65 grand per Bitcoin. And right now, where's it at?
That's what I was pulling up right now. I'm logging into Coinbase because I'm saying, I even myself, for the first time last week, I was totally checked out. I put $500 into Bitcoin again.
Right now, it's around about 28 grand, about 30 grand, give or take.
Yeah, it's 28,000. Right now in this second, it's $28,051.58 a token for one Bitcoin.
And what was it? I don't know. What was it in, let's say, 2020?
Okay.
4 years ago.
Well, the peak of it at all time was $67,554.13. But 1 year to date today, the height was 44,000 with a low of 15.4.
Okay. What was it 2 years ago?
If I go to the 2 year, I can't go 2 years ago. It's
20,
the graph.
In 21, it was 46,000. In 2020, for February, I'm sorry, where are we at? For March, April. In March, April 2020. Want to put a guess, Kevin, at what it was in 2020?
Oh, it's probably 60,000.
6,000.
6,000.
In 2020.
Yes.
In 2021, it was 46,000. 2022, it was 65,000. In 2023, it's 30. So go on. I just want to give everyone an idea of where the numbers are.
I'm saying 500. I threw $500 in there because I'm like, what? $500. I'd rather put it up. I'll gamble with that. But are we diving back into this now? I mean, also, there's a big thing. Kevin was just telling me about this being passed through Congress about how even the United States now wanting to do a full push to digital currency, basing it on blockchain.
Right, the central bank digital currency. It's going to be a whole new thing. They're already pushing for it. They put the bill in. I think it's Bill 14067. And that's to push for digital currency in the United States. And it's definitely something we're going to see. They definitely want to be able to watch your money. And believe it or not, this is a way eventually where they can't watch your money now and do whatever, and it's all hidden. Well, that's all for you to have fun, just like eBay was a Wild West. But in the future, it will be much more controlled, I'm sure. And there'll be people watching over the blockchains, and it'll be governed, and It'll be a system where in the United States, when you're in digital currency, you will be protected like by an FDIC. It'll be things like that. It's going to have to be safe before the United States actually takes it in as a form of currency.
I am right there with you. I think digital currency is a significantly different thing than Bitcoin, but it follows some of the same structures. But I think Kevin has it exactly right that the government will know exactly where the money is moving, where they're the ones keeping track of it. They're the ones ensuring it. It won't go through the same meteoric rise and collapse that Bitcoin and other crypto has done. Bitcoin and Ethereum have been the big successful cryptos. What about all the other cryptocurrency?
Okay, anything that's not Bitcoin and Ethereum secondary, I feel is just, to use Kevin's expression, catch while catch can, people manipulating markets, hype, building things up, because we've already seen through the first bubble collapse that there is too much, right? There's too much out there.
20th, 30th bubble collapse, at least the third major collapse.
Well, I'm saying, I'm talking of NFTs going from every artist, every brand trying to push this to now.
Oh, got it.
You're saying
all. You're talking about all the NFT scam. Got it. Okay.
Correct. So that's why Ethereum, I don't believe, because Ethereum's big thing was for the transactions of NFTs. That was the main application.
Oh, no, it had a bunch of other things. It's just Ethereum was primarily used by the NFTs as their...
That's what I'm saying. That was the prime transactionary thing for NFTs. You couldn't buy, if you wanted to buy on any of the OpenSea or any of the other formats to which NFTs were traded, you had to transact in Ethereum. Now, since that has gone down, you don't have CryptoPunks, you don't have all these things selling for supposedly hundreds of thousands of dollars. You've seen the Ethereum value heavily collapse as well, along with all other cryptocurrencies.
Well, can I just say, I feel like one of the reasons why there is a collapse in the cryptocurrency, and we'll tie in the NFT, and you could tie in anything. You could tie into Pokemon craze. You could tie in anything that was hot. Don't forget, there was very low interest rates, okay, during COVID. And not only that, there was a lot of people spending money because they were making money, okay? After COVID, we've had a very bad economy now where people are not even investing in real estate like they were, doing all that type of stuff. The market fell out of Pokemon because the crypto, they don't have that extra money that geez, I have money coming in from these big jobs I'm doing, from all this stuff that's going to fund this. People are now feeling the squeeze because of the economy we are in to have that extra money and that push to go buy digital currency, which is risky. They're looking for more solid things to put their money into, which is another reason why you probably see the gold markets and stuff moving. That's what I feel. That's what I feel.
Well, first off, if I have made it clear, I think NFTs are garbage, worthless, trash. It's a Ponzi scheme at best, and at worst, it's just straight up fraud. I think that Bitcoin, and I own some Bitcoin and some Ethereum, and the people who are telling you to buy and sell those two currencies are the evangelists. Just like Dogecoin and all these other ones, is these early adopters are the ones who made money. Almost everybody else lost their freaking shirts on it.
I can honestly say, granted, I know in the grand scheme of everything, it's not a big deal, but I successfully made like $6,500 playing with Cardano. So totally garbage coin. That if you look it up right now, it's worthless, but it's just playing the hype and the speculation of the market.
But you got out early, right?
Yeah, I got way out. I was out. What happened was I was becoming so obsessed with cryptocurrency. I had like 8 different things going. I was reading about everything, and I had to go, okay, Travis, it's taking up too much. Like, I can only focus on so much. Art, comic books, toys, like antique, what I like. I can't now all of a sudden, I can't be a total stock analyst 24/7 on top of it for all these 8 fantasy currencies.
Yeah.
You know? But I believe
And how many hours did you spend during that 6,500?
Oh God, probably I would say multiple tens of hours. Not 100, but probably 40 hours of my life over the course of 2 years, playing with 50 hours of my life, you know, something like that. Not a ton of a year and a half, 2 years of playing with it.
Okay.
But I think right now is a time that if you take $100, $50, whatever it is, a month, a week, whatever you could, just put a little bit into BTC, because I'm not trying to be super weird and crazy conspiracy, but listen to this, okay? So 2021, China bans cryptocurrency, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's got banned. They want no transactions.
One of the largest economies in the world.
Correct. Over the last 4 months, 3 months, I was just reading this article last week, not even. You've had so many Chinese companies groups, individuals now opening these crypto farms and crypto investing firms, whatever you want to call it, in Hong Kong, where Hong Kong is under Chinese control now, but there's some type of loophole where they can do cryptocurrency in Hong Kong. And it's literally all going back to China. But yet China is saying that they... I was just reading this on MSNBC and the Coinbase news feed. And it's like, okay, so with everything going on, is there going to be more use of... I'm not trying to be doom and gloom. But
okay.
Are they going to be moving money? Is China going to be moving money with cryptocurrency, pushing values, or other people internationally going to be moving money with that now with what's going on?
What do you use cryptocurrency to buy?
Typically illegal, bad things.
Yeah.
Other than NFT. Yeah, that's what I mean.
I mean, if you want to buy heroin, a 10-year-old, or something illegal, you use cryptocurrency because it's supposedly untraceable. And depending on how you do it, it could well be.
I don't like how familiar you are with the things that you use cryptocurrency for, James. Just wanted to get that out there.
I'm just saying,
I have not bought another human being in years, okay? We'll just leave it like that.
I'm just saying, with all the crazy shit that's going on, it wouldn't be out of the question that there was some type of money being moved to get back to provide military support. I'm just conspiracy theory. There's a chance that cryptocurrency could explode because of bad people in the world trying to do bad things.
What do you mean, explode in a good way or explode in a bad way?
Explode in a way where us
fully
capitalists
accepted
can monetize off. Obviously, you don't want I don't want bad guys to win. I hate bad guys, but I'm saying because of bad guys,
you'll make money off of them.
I'm just saying, because of the shit that's going on, there could be a huge boom in crypto again. So do you want to sit by the wayside, or do you want to maybe tango with it a little bit?
Nope.
But you just said you own some.
I own some. I'm not going to sell anytime soon, because remember, every transaction, it costs you 20 or 30% of whatever in the gas fees or whatever. It's going to cost you money. So every time you buy, sell, or do anything else, the people who are making the money off of it are the people who run the exchange, the scammers, the grifters, the thieves, the people who are selling illegal stuff. I don't want to support their lifestyles.
When you go to buy some Bitcoin, how much is the transaction fee?
So I'll tell you right now,
it can be up to 20%.
Really?
Depending on the quantity and how you're buying it. Are you buying it directly? Are you buying it through an exchange? There's all sorts of other things.
When I just bought $500 worth, it only gave me at the time $480.76.
Well, that ain't bad. That's like 3%.
That's not too shabby.
Yeah, that's better. That's like an ATM.
Now, what happens if you wanted to withdraw all that money right now into cash?
Yes, that's the real question.
The other way too. Yes, it's high.
But is it only 3%, or is it higher for a withdrawal?
No, I believe it's the same each way.
Can you withdraw it as cash?
How do you do that? Where does that 3% go? Whose account does it go into?
Coinbase, probably?
Yeah, because the Coinbase is the exchange. They're the ones who are managing it. They're your quote-unquote bank.
One of the
So they're collecting those fees. Yeah, so you're not actually buying Bitcoin. You're basically buying the right to claim Bitcoin as yours, but it's being held by the exchange. So, yeah.
I want to wear it around my neck. Can I get one?
No.
Oh, all right.
No, well, I mean, you could download it onto a hard drive and wear it around your neck like, Flava Flav.
Hey,
Um,
that I remember this being a huge thing when our buddy RTC Kevin and I collect his art when NFTs were the huge thing and he had his showing and he was having NFTs as part of his art show. They would sell frames. Like there were companies that came out selling digital frames that are NFT display screens. Probably no different than the $19.99 thing you buy at Walgreens to shutter through your memory stick of regular photo. But there was a marketing aspect to this of people were like, so I think NFTs are garbage. I would never buy an NFT. I never have. I never will. Because I always like to say I want to hold it. I want to hold it just like this tape measure. I want to be able to touch it. But I can kind of get back into screwing with Bitcoin a little bit again if I'm going to be a little dicey.
well, Kevin said something interesting. You said the G word. You said gold. What's happening with gold right now?
It's pretty high.
Broke $2,000.
Yeah,
I mean,
a couple of weeks ago.
when was the last time it broke 2K?
I never did.
Never.
No, I thought it did it briefly in like 2020.
Did it actually? I don't know as though it ever did break 2K.
Regardless, this is a new level. And I think I would much rather, well, frankly, I wouldn't be buying gold right now. I'd be selling it.
I think
Yeah,
gold's still on the rise. I think you're going to see gold go to like $2,500. I really do.
I think
I
it's going to
think-
keep going up. That's my gut, too.
I think with the heated stuff going on with all the countries and the election coming up and things are not going to get better interest rate wise and all this stuff in the near future because the Feds are, I think they just raised, did they raise it again, the interest rate, or they're claiming they were gone or something crazy?
Oh, they're going to keep raising it, I'm sure.
It's just going to cause investors not to be able to invest, so they just go back into buying that solid stuff that they can just hold on to.
But again, gold, unless you're going to trade like a gold ETF through a brokerage account, you have almost an equivalent gas fee like buying Bitcoin because you have that 100% value of gold, but it's almost it's impossible to get because you have to get it to a refinery. You can't get the true
literally go buy a Krugerrand or 1 ounce gold coin at your local coin shop, and I guarantee that he'll buy it back at a significant fraction of spot in a month or two.
What, 92%?
92, 98, depending on who, what, how, your friend. I mean,
Dude,
there's a
you
whole
got to
bunch of
know
different
some
numbers go to
serious people to get 98% of spot value.
that. How much are you trading? When you're doing a pound or two at a time, you can do quite a bit.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you're your average person listening here.
Oh, average person, 80, 85%.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If I'm listening to the podcast and I go, okay, am I going to put my money right now?
As
I have
for refining.
Yeah, it's okay. If I'm listening right now and I have $1,000 and I could spend and put $1,000 in Bitcoin, or I could put $1,000 into a little gold nugget, what has my better chance of exponentially increasing in value?
You have to be
Exponentially?
really risky to put it in Bitcoin, and you have
A lottery ticket.
and you have to be fairly solid, I think, to put it in gold
A lottery
to hold your
ticket.
money. To hold your money, people aren't doing it for. People are looking to control their money right now when the economy is bad, not to try to make huge amounts of money, but to just control your money because your money is drowning from interest rates. So I don't see people going out there spending tons of money on. That's why I feel like that's just my opinion. I feel like they're going to put it in solid, easygoing bonds, gold, stuff like that, and in the near future, while all this crap is going on. Not to say you won't see. They have the predictions. Oh, Bitcoin in 2026 is going to reach $99,000, whatever. Well, I don't think when they were saying that a year ago, they were planning on Ukraine still going through a war and all this stuff going on right now. So there is a lot of sketchiness, which keeps a person that would normally be a little dicey with their money going, you know what? Maybe I should just put it in something solid. I don't even want it in $1 because that's too fucking risky. I'll just put it in something solid. And you have to take a look at what the solid things are. And that's like bonds and gold and things like that, because what people always do.
Yeah, I think treasury bonds are a little over 3% or something like that right now.
So
if you were to
you
buy,
know
which
what would have
is
been
pretty...
one
that'll
of the
at
best
least-
rates of return for low risk investments during the pandemic? 9mm ammunition.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
It went from 19
That's
19 cents to it. No, I mean, dude, I did quite well off that.
I'm saying that
didn't
could
buy
be
any for a long
a
time.
whole other topic if we really wanted to go another direction. Right now, if you buy a gun, it's going to be worth more in 6 months.
I mean, well, no ammunition. I mean, we went through that huge shortage. Now there's no shortage for a while. Prices are back to normal. But you're looking at gold and silver prices. Silver has been ridiculous. I mean, it was at $20. Is really been kind of standard for the last year, 20 to 25. Now it's up to 25 and change. I think it's going to go up more, but not nearly as much as gold.
What has a better technological application? Is it gold or is it silver?
Gold.
That's why it's more, but I don't know if you just can't find as much gold as silver neither. So I don't really know. I just feel that when times are rough and shaky, people go for the solid stuff. When they're making money and interest rates are low, they're invested in cryptocurrency and all sorts of stuff because it's like you can afford to lose the money because you're making money. But if you look at a lot of investors, just look at projects going around in our own city of Providence, projects that they've been trying to push through for the last year and a half, 2 years. They were all ready to go. Big projects in freaking Providence have now been kiboshed and put on hold just because of interest rates. Mm-hmm. So now these people have money to invest. So what do? They can't let the dollar sit there because the dollar at the rate of inflation is losing 5% a year or more. So you take it and you throw it in a bond and you take that 8% swing and you just hold on to your money for now. So that's why I think you see crypto as low as it is today. And that's why you see the fallout in the trading cards and you see all that stuff. As you see the world get more fucked up, people get less risky with their investments.
But
I'm right there with you.
the people who buy through the risky time always tend to come out the strongest at the end.
No,
when it comes
you never hear
again.
about the horror stories.
No, it's usually the people at the top that get all those people to do that do it all. And there is a few that end up making it, but usually what happens is the plug gets pulled, the lights get shut off, and you get fucked like everybody does, and they have been, and you see it happen all the time. That's what happens.
The success stories you hear about, Trav, are the people who have the money to be able to pour a ton into it and flip a profit because they already had money from something else, probably. Like, those are the success stories you mostly hear about. Seldom do you hear about people who have lost literally everything.
And you're gritting your teeth. I'm not saying not to invest because, yes, it would be for somebody who is totally dicey to go ahead and try and go on Bitcoin because we are going to crypto eventually. I mean, the government's already got the agencies. The time for reports on these are not years. The time for reports that the president wants to hear on these are 120 days, 220 days. Okay, so this is like stuff they want to know now. And not only that, so one thing I want to touch too, as we're all going crypto, is how much of an impact is that crypto going to have on our whole environment too?
Energy costs are ridiculous.
They're saying that the cryptocurrency mining and everything that goes on, if they go like they want to go, it would be worse than automobiles times like 4 or something crazy.
Because the way the computer has to make the output to be able to mine that currency, it's just so much output. It's not even worth it on electrical grids. Like, they literally lit a fucking lake on fire in like Michigan or something because some like low down crypto scheme currency company was just running a bunch of supercomputers in a fucking warehouse on the water, and they literally lit it on fire because it was kind of like a toxic or whatever. Like, it's so bad for the environment.
No, I mean, literally any crypto mining, any system that uses crypto mining is horrible for the environment and is absolutely unsustainable, period. And any method, I honestly think that a digital currency is going to use a centralized ledger that all they do is record where stuff goes rather than having to mine Bitcoin blocks, because mining those blocks for is so work intensive, so expensive. And the second anyone comes up with a quantum computer, it's going to make all of those. It's going to destroy all of them. But,
quantum computer. We're going to be in the quantum realm.
It's
be
Chat
fighting all these-
GPT is gonna write my book for me and like also make my dinner.
Dude,
and
I'm
shit. I
already
can't
I'm
wait.
already using ChatGPT to write descriptions for items. It's awesome.
Oh,
Truthfully,
God.
I've used ChatGPT. I've been experimenting with it a little bit to write podcast show notes. And
Nope,
sometimes I
it's-
think it does an okay job, but it is very much like a generalized third party sort of feel to the voice. Like when I write your show notes, for instance, like you can tell
Yeah.
I write them and we talk very specifically. This one's like trying to optimize it to get picked up in Google, you know?
Right, but the way I use it is as a starting point. I edit it afterwards. If I want to talk about, I don't know, Bridge on the River Kwai posters, it'll write me a blurb about the movie, and then I just edit that in, and it works out pretty good.
Yeah, you
Very
can
cool.
call me old-fashioned. You can say everything. I won't even go to that website. I just think that's the downfall of society. I hate it. I hate everything about it. I just want to go back to learning and like.
When I write, I write it and then I just call this thing Travis over and have him proofread it.
There you
Yeah,
go. But not
because-
everybody has a Travis.
What the problem is, I love Grant. Trust me, Kevin remembers from when I first started writing descriptions. I'm the wrong comma, a comma. It all drives me insane up the wall. I love grammar. I love English and writing and understanding all that.
Mhm.
To have that all stripped and now kids aren't going to have that understanding of proper grammar and just to not think. I mean, literally, we're going to be living in Mike Judd's Idiocracy.
Oh
And it's
my
gonna be
God, you're
horrible.
such an old man. Go
I
ahead, yell at that cloud. Yell at that cloud, Travis.
It's
I'm
cool.
just saying,
It's cool.
I am 27 years old. I am supposed to be the generation that is this extremely forward thinking. They want all this bullshit. No way. I will
Yeah.
go back to my, I'll go back to my nice green lawn with my white picket fence and an apple pie waiting on the windowsill for me. And my kids are done with their homework and they're eating shepherd's pie and watching
Yeah.
the news.
You would, first of all,
That's
you
right.
would want to go back to the 1950s. Second of
Not
all,
the I just want to go back to regular life that I
Okay.
grew up with in
But
2006.
here's how I will frame it for you as we wrap up this episode on just like crypto versus gold, and now we have this Chat GPT thing. We think about it in a certain way, and we get very like territorial. Like we don't want it to take over our jobs or anything like that. We don't want it to replace us, right? I guarantee you, the people who are coming of age to the internet right now, people who are probably like 10 to 15 years old, say something like that. They do not view Chat GPT as a way to replace themselves or their productivity in the world. They look at it as a tool to further enable it. So
Hell, I would bet any amount of money that kids use it as a way to get around doing work, cheat, and have things done.
have you guys
for
been
them.
watching South Park this past season? The last 6 episodes, they had a really good Chat GPT episode that does exactly what you're talking about, Trav, where every kid starts using Chat GPT to write their essays and shit. It's really it's fun commentary.
And you know
should
what?
check it out.
And I haven't seen that episode, but let me tell you something, Travis. None of these AIs are going to replace the magic that is Travis and the magic that is Kevin. Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
What about the
Christ.
magic that is James or producer Kyle?
I mean, they can't replace you being you, and that's your personality and everything like that. If kids are using the Chat GP or all these AIs to write their essays, you know what's going to happen? We're not going to assign essays anymore.
Hey, you know what you sound like? You sound like my grandpa when that thing there, that calculator came out. That thing,
Yeah.
little calculator.
I used to do this on my
Exactly.
abacus.
You know,
And you know
I
what?
had 10 fingers and 10 toes. I'm going to count on them toes until the day I die.
And now I can count to 11 because I dropped my
Three
pants.
little piggies.
But
James, you hit it though. Like I think about it from a podcast perspective. I say it to any new client that I talk
Yeah.
with. I'm like, every podcast idea that you could ever possibly think of, I promise you, has been done. The thing that makes your podcast unique is your own voice and perspective on it. That's what you bring to the table to make this your own kind of thing. And I feel like you could probably employ Chat GPT to do the same kind of thing.
Agreed. And on top of that, if the kids they can't cheat if they have to give oral presentations. The world's going to shift. It's going to change. And you know, how bad would it be if a lot of the regular stupid tasks are done by computers so we don't have to do it anymore? I'm
can go
okay
to the
with that.
park. I can go to
Well,
the park and walk
Yeah.
Kyle, you're doing it right now, you prick.
Dude, I am literally breaking out in fucking hives, and I don't want to scratch on camera the entire time we record this episode.
Do we do
That's
that
why
to you?
If you
right
are
now
watching
you
on
are
the YouTube,
Chat
if you're watching on
GPT-ing
YouTube,
it
you-
with your emoji and a voice from nowhere.
listen, bro. At the Voices from Nowhere, granted, I had this art drawn up for another podcast I do. Organic plug. It's called The Advice Pod. It's hosted by me, my friend Kelly, and my friend Rayshawn. We give bad Reddit advice. We read shit on Reddit, and this is our avatar emojis, but I'm only have it up right now because I'm literally busting out in hives and scratching so much.
I'm sure you've seen the headline or the newsletter, whatever, circulating, James, about how even like Elon Musk now wants to like cool it a little bit with AI research, and he's like, "Whoa, I just don't want to be
Too
living
freaking late. It doesn't. It's already
know.
cat's out of the bag.
Next thing you know, we're going to be living in Will Smith's iRobot, and shit's going to be wild." Everybody,
And where's the bad part?
I think the only way you can stop AI is to shut the back door of computers. Because as long as AI can float around and grab whatever information it wants, it's going to always be there.
Like that.
Everyone hear
butthole,
that?
you mean?
Put it in the back door.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what it does.
it's
It goes
true.
into your computer and learns everything about what everybody does.
Yeah. And then, the thing is, you look at Snow Crash or
I
one
thought
of
you
these
were
other
going to say
Neil
snow
Stephenson
crabs because they were just on sale at the market.
Wait, how much a pound? 'Cause we-
Actually, the snow crab legs are $6.99 a pound. At
Not that bad.
yeah, cheap as shit, right?
No joke. Send me some
Yeah,
because
I
we're
was-
at like 12 right now.
Oh yeah,
Jesus.
$6.99 a
Oh
pound.
man.
You gotta
Sorry.
get the fuck out of Idaho.
I
Anyway, so
like
we're
my
wrapping
crabs.
this up. The Justuff League has this officially to say in regards to our endorsements to crypto versus investing in the gold and silver market. I personally will think or share just real quick because I have no fucking real insight. I'm a dumbass. In the high interest rate times, you're better off, like Kevin said, investing in the hard stuff. The hard stuff meaning like physical, actual assets like gold or silver versus crypto, where you can get away with a gamble if you have low interest rates. That's just my own little piece listening to you guys and what I know on the market. I don't know who else wants to follow that up.
No, I mean, yeah, we went
say
on a
do
little
both.
tangent. Yeah, we went on a little tangent because in one breath, I'm like, yeah, I'm in Bitcoin. I love it. And then I sound like the creepy weird dude in the woods who's like, my computer's coming for me.
You
So,
always sound like that, though.
No, I don't always sound like that.
He's got the little angel on one shoulder, the devil on the other. It's
I gotta stop. That's what happens. Every couple of days, I gotta take a break from reading the news because I go on these weird benders where I'm just reading. All of a sudden, I'm reading some strange story at like 4 a.m. and I'm like, "What's going on?"
that's
The world
called
will make you
acid.
do that today. Yeah.
But I think
Undiagnosed adult ADHD.
No,
fully
it's called a
diagnosed
fucked up
at this
world we live in right now.
I'm just trying to
There
make that
is
recurring joke stick with Travis. Okay, guys. I just want.
All right,
he
everybody.
should get diagnosed. So
I'm not. Listen, Ashley. I'll say it on that.
hey,
Ashley
Travis, what's that
freaking-
behind you? Travis,
No.
what's that behind you?
Ashley yesterday was like, maybe you honestly need a medication to keep. I was like, I will fucking put a no. I will just bury myself in the ground before I'm not. I like the way I am as a person.
I love
am
that.
just-
I've been telling you that for 2 years, and that your wife just told you that yesterday.
No, absolutely not.
You are an old man. I don't need any of this newfangled drugs or anything. I'm perfect where I am.
Dude,
It doesn't matter if
it's
the cancer comes back.
I really laid it out.
I'll
It's the
beat it with
same-
a club.
It's like I don't talk like, dude. I don't know. I was just like, I don't know. My dad, it's like keep it inside, get shit done,
Keep that
tough.
anger inside, drink it all the way, and never hug your child.
Bury it deep
That'll
down
make
and
him
become a
soft.
police officer. The best police officer to the point where you become the chief. Yes. totally on brand.
Meanwhile, his own mom is smoking weed in the house. I mean,
No, dude,
To
my
be
parents.
fair, your grandma's cool as fuck, Grandma. Travis.
And,
was awesome.
Producer Kyle, it is funny when you joke how you're like the 50s, but you look at my dad was a cop, my mom was a nurse. That's like the most typical, like I guess, suburban type life jobs you could have.
They grew up arguably in like one of the best periods in American history post World War II. Like economy's booming. They have lots of like professional opportunities to be able to make good money, buy some homes at a cheap, decent price. Granted, interest rates weren't great back then, but like, you know, an 8% or a 15% interest rate, however you want to slice it, on a $70,000 house versus a $700,000 house. That's like apples and oranges, dog.
Yeah. Well, this was so intense. I'm like, I feel my pit stains.
Yo, I feel hives all over my body. Okay, this was so good. I had an allergic reaction.
I'm signing off. You guys are sick.
I got bumps. Okay, make sure you subscribe to the Just Stuff League wherever you get your podcast: Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube. If you want to see a stupid cartoon picture of me while the boys talk about very cool stuff.
While his hives grow.
There's a link in the show notes. Make sure you go rate and subscribe, or subscribe to the YouTube, rather. I forget about the terminology. I fuck that up all the time. There's a link there. Go check it out, and we appreciate you. We will see you next week. Just Stuff League.